Welcome back. The Bahamas Customs Department has developed a new app that makes custom declarations simple and saves us time during our trip. Here to tell us this morning about this app is Jerimiah Taylor and Doyle Burrows, customs officers with the Bahamas Customs and Excise Department. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you all for being up there early, although I feel like that's a part of your job anyway. Does customs ever sleep?
No.
Customs never sleep.
Never
so
sleep.
thank you both for being here. So we want to talk about this app. What is the name of the Bahamas Customs newest app?
The name of the app is Exempt. It's made by Bahamians, for Bahamians, and it has been around for about three years now.
Yeah?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about the app and how it works.
Okay, so the app is a one-time sign-up. Everyone will be required to sign up for the app. It can be found in both the Google Play Store or the iOS Store. Passengers will be able to create their C-17 declarations, the paper forms that we use now to the airport. You'll be able to create your forms digitally now.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm so attached to that piece of paper. We land, we get into baggage claim, we head straight to the little table,
Right.
and then you fill out this form. I feel like we filled out 1,000 times. So I guess this is why the app is necessary, right?
Well, one of the things the app does that saves us time, rather than having to wait until you get into customs to fill out that paper form that we love so much, the app allows you to fill out this form from anywhere in the world. It also allows you to pay from anywhere in the world, and it reduces the amount of time that you have to spend in customs.
Once again, who wants to be hanging around in customs for hours, right?
Correct.
So the app is simple. It helps to save time and also be a bit more transparent from your side. I can't imagine it's easy to sift through those forms and decipher and
Exactly.
pull out receipts and
Handwriting, spelling, it's difficult. So now the app is around. Everything should be consistent. It is easy. You are able to select from the categories, whether it be clothing, snacks, whatever it may be. It's available to us in the app.
Wow. So, we fill out the app, let's say when we're coming in on the plane and we get into customs. So we just pull out our phone and flash it at you guys and
Right.
press a button and all is well?
Yes. Once you pull out the phone, we have a QR code, and the officers can scan the QR code that will upload your form for us to peruse, and we'll be able to look at your invoices, search your bags, everything good. You're straight out of the hall.
Are we also able to pay through the app?
Yes, it allows you to pay. There's an online payment function that allows you to pay with a debit or credit card. We know that persons that don't use debit or credit cards, some of us, and so you also have the option to pay in person at customs.
So you can pay in person in customs. So giving you all the options, all the ways to get through this exercise. How has the app been received to date?
It had its challenges originally when it started out. However, we continually take advice from users, and we have some consistent users. Surprisingly, we have a lot of visitors that have been using the app to make declarations, and we have some Bahamians that consistently use it every time that they travel. But again, some people are apprehensive about using the app, but it only gives to you what you put in.
Right.
Okay, so it's easy to use, it is quick, it is efficient.
What kind of feedback have you been getting from customers who use it?
Well, we've been got a lot of positive feedback. There's one lady, she uses it all the time, and she brags about how she doesn't have to spend any long hours in customs. And as soon as she lands, she shows her phone with the QR code. The officer does their check, and she's out of there within minutes.
Does the app track your exemption, and can I go back and look at my data and see everything I've brought in, and I guess that's also helpful.
The app tracks your exemption. You know exactly how many exemptions you would have used for the year. It also deducts from the highest quantity. So when you use your exemption, you don't have to worry about, okay, this is 10%, but this taking the value from, no, it removes from the higher rate values first, and then you'll pay on the lower rates.
So my understanding of exemption was you have a passport, you're a traveler, each person has a certain level of exemption, right? No matter your age.
Right.
So with this app, will I have to have an app for each person that's traveling, or you just have different user profiles?
Okay, it's different user profiles. Different user profiles. Kids can register under their parents' profiles, and they'll be attached to their parents' profile. But if they travel otherwise, we have methods that we can use to separate them from the profile so they can use their exemption if need be.
That's good. You know, that exemption is important. I have 4 children. That's a lot of exemption right there. Oh, yeah. Make sure you're keeping track of that. Do you think this app will become mandatory for Bahamians to use, or you'll still have a choice between that and the paper?
Yes. Beginning on June 12th, the app will be mandatory for Bahamians from Bimini to Nagua to use.
Bimini to Nagua. All right, that sounds good. In the airport, is there a kiosk where you might be able to use a platform to maybe access the app? Let's say you don't have a phone, you don't have a laptop. Is there a kiosk that you able to use?
Yes, there are kiosks that are going to be set up in all of the airports on all of the islands to ensure that persons who may not have mobile devices, they can still use the app and they can still present their declarations to customs.
So for those who may have nothing to declare, you take the form, you put your name and your address, and then just put nothing to declare across that. How simple is it with the app? How do you do that?
Well, the app has a checkbox. So if you don't have anything to declare, you can just check the checkbox and submit your declaration, but you must submit through the app.
Yes. So I'm interested, when you do things on paper, it's hard to analyze and look at the data. I would imagine if you've now had, this app in operation for about 3 years, what does the data say? Like, what are we bringing into the country? Maybe you already know that because your customers are like, what do people bring in? What's the top 3 things?
Clothing.
Clothing, shoes, electronics.
Clothing, shoes, electronics. Yeah, that sounds about right. Coming through the airport, you're declaring multiple items. You have your suitcase nicely packed. You're hoping that maybe the customs officer doesn't select you and grill you too hard. But this app should make it all easier. Everybody should be more pleasant. The line isn't as long. And once again, you're collecting the data. Right. So before we wrap up, anything else you want to say to our viewers about the app?
Okay, most importantly, this app is user-friendly. It is available to you. You can search your tariff rates. You can fill out your declaration before you even land here. Pay your duty. You know exactly how much it is that you have to pay the customs. You don't have to guess now whether the custom officer is going to charge me 45% or 10%. Everything is already calculated for you, so you know exactly what it is that you are paying to the government of the Bahamas.
Perfect. And tell our viewers again where they can find this app and how to download it and register.
The app is available in both the Google Play Store and the iOS Apple Store. You just go in there, you search for Exempt, and you'll see it's the first app that pops up. It should be Exempt.
Perfect. Well, we want to thank you both for being up with us dead early this morning. I know you probably got lots to do, lots of exemptions to look at, but it's easier with the app. So I'd like to thank you, gentlemen, both Jerimiah Taylor and Doyle Burrows for being here this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you for all that you do, and looking forward to downloading this app and using my exemption this year. Thank you both for being on.